The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have extra funny with TJ and Riggins.
Yes, thankfully.
Again, back at it.
Thankfully, we have that.
It's the only show where the same two hosts host 25 podcasts. like you again. Hello.
Hey, you want to? You think it would be fun just to play what I would say blind audio, because I don't remember why they're labeled the way they are. These little snippets, like I don't remember what they say from this morning.
It could be anything.
Well, they're not offensive or anything. They're ones that we had pulled to play on the show, but how they're labeled, I just like a minute ago we played one about a guy going into Starbucks.
Yeah.
It was labeled Starbucks. I knew what that one was.
Sure.
I don't know what pull the plug was or mess up ordering. I don't know what those are, but that's the titles of them. And I'm thinking that if we just play them,
Just react to them. It's like scrolling on your phone.
right.
You never know what you're going to get.
Okay, so this one is called Pulling the Plug. I bet it's about death.
If 2 days pass during which I have not asked for a Manhattan, a glass of Chardonnay, or chocolate, go ahead and pull the plug.
It's like a magnet that you see at a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
It's got jokes.
And don't you think that the old people jokes about having sex and drinking and all of that are done? I mean, that's
people love
anytime
'em.
somebody
People
wants to
love
be
'em.
a funny old person, like when somebody turns 100 and they put them on the local news and they say, "What's your secret to longevity?" And they'll say, a tumbler full of Jack Daniels every day, and appreciating good-looking men.
That's right. That was scandalous.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Right? What?
I said a Dr. Pepper a day.
Yeah.
I like it. Staying alive, staying young.
I mean, if you're the grandchildren or something, you say, all right, well, they're going to come interview you on the news. You don't. Let's say something that every other 100-year-old person hasn't said.
Yeah.
Let's get you some fresh material. Because I mean, if this takes off, goes viral, I can make a fortune off of you, Mama.
Yeah. I see dollar signs.
Yeah. Don't just say don't say the usual drinking whiskey a day every day.
What was the one the lady said her doctors told her not to do this, but then she outlived like 4 doctors?
Really?
Yeah, I saw one of those the other day.
It wasn't anything nasty.
like using household objects as masturbatory aids.
Yeah. Could have been real
My
bad.
doctor told me not to use Raid for this. But they're all dead.
Yeah. That probably happens a lot. People outliving their GPs.
It's probably vindicated. If you feel vindicated when you're like, they told me not to do it, but they died first.
Yeah, what did they know?
Yeah. Of course, they died in car wrecks.
Yeah.
And then this one is called Messing Up Ordering. So messing up ordering.
I don't care who you are. If you mess up while you're ordering food in front of me, that's what that food's name is from now on. Like a few years ago, my mama, we went to Wendy's and she was trying to order a junior bacon cheeseburger, and like 3 different times she said Juker baby biscuit. So now they're Juker baby biscuits forever.
Juker baby biscuits.
That sounds a lot like Rob and his girlfriend. Or at the time, they would mess up words and stuff like that, and it would just stick.
But I mean, we do that too. It's just not as much with food. Like somebody, we jokingly say, what is that one? Supposedly instead of supposedly, and then there's another one that we use it so much the wrong way we have to stop when we're thinking about using it the right way.
I don't remember.
What the heck was it? But I would never mess up supposedly and supposedly, just for the record.
Not even for fun.
Never.
I can't say, because if people really do mess that up, not on purpose.
Yeah. This one is like that too. I can't remember what it is. But I did that in my family sometimes. You know, my Nana was dingy and talked nonstop, so she was always saying goofy things. And the first time we took her to the Cracker Barrel, she's eating it, and she's like, "It's so great. Oh, this is so good." Now, hon, what did you say the name of this place is again? The Trash Barrel.
The Trash Barrel.
So we call it the Trash Barrel now.
I dig that.
And we also call my wife Judy instead of Jody.
Yeah.
Sometimes because my grandmother thought her name was Judy when she first started coming around.
That's a good one.
And my brother calls Jody LJ about half the time because my Nana always, never a time did she say my wife's name without putting the word little in front of it. Little Jody.
Little Jody.
And how's little Jody and the kids? Every time. Little Jody.
Really?
Little Jody.
As a term of endearment?
Yeah. And
She would say that to her?
right. And then my Nana was, back in her day, way beyond better looking than anybody had ever seen in Jonesboro, Louisiana. I mean,
Really?
it was like legendary. People her age would talk about how beautiful she was. And then, as she aged, she was still pretty, but she got fat, like big. And so she longed for the days of being tiny again. She would always say, "I want to be tiny." And so she thought that that was such a compliment to somebody. And Jody was so tiny and so little, and she called her Little Jody. So much so that she got a new preacher at their church, and she's telling Little Jody about it. And she goes, "And they're young like y'all are, and I just think you and Brother Rob's wife would get along so well. I mean, she's tiny like you. Like those are they have that in common, that they're tiny, so they would obviously get along because, you know,
Why wouldn't you?
big women have their group over here, and then tiny women are over here.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. Mm-hmm. You got to stick together.
Little Jody.
The tribe. You got to find your tribe and stick with them.
And I wasn't just saying that name as a, and looked at Rob as for a generic name. His actual name was Brother Rob, which we could start calling him now.
Yeah, sure. It's a friar.
Yeah, she was in one of those churches where they called the preacher's brother and they called his wife sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What
Brother
kind-
Rob and Sister Sandy.
Is that a specific denomination that does that?
Well, she was Church of God, so I don't know if that's what they do in Church of God, or she just did like it was that, what the rural people in that area did. I don't know.
Okay.
We can ask Cubby. Our friend Cubby's Church of God.
Is he?
Yeah.
I've been following him on social media. Man, he lives quite the adventurous life.
He's
been all over the place
He was
lately.
in Australia. And where else did he go? Some celebrity party somewhere.
He was at the Wicked premiere.
Where was that?
I don't know. I didn't look in the caption, but he was with all the celebrities. I mean, he knew them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like the premiere of this Wicked movie that's out this Friday.
Are you surprised that they still like him so much since he lost all that weight?
I bet a lot of people worry about that. Like, are they going to like me when I've changed this dramatically? Probably, because I think Cubby's personality is so. It brings you in. He kind of wraps you up in his personality, and you're just kind of charmed by him.
But
so
I gave him the nickname Cubby, which has become famous because he was like a little teddy bear, like a little cub teddy bear, because he was chunk-a-bunk. But that's what I was wondering. Does his personality carry over with somebody who's skinny better than or as well as somebody that's, like a little chunky and you want to just squeeze them like a teddy bear?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, Jackie Gleason, the legendary comic Jackie Gleason, he always said, because he battled his weight all the time, and he always said he felt like he wasn't as funny when he had lost weight.
Yeah,
because there's a famous considered one of the best comedies of all time, and ahead of its time was a show called The Honeymooners, and he was a big fat bus driver, a city bus driver, and they were poor, and he and his wife argued all the time, and it really was funny. But then he lost weight after that, and he went through some years where he wasn't fat, and he said people didn't think he was as funny, and then he got fat again for Smokey and the Bandit. He played the sheriff in that. If anybody's ever seen that movie. and he was the standout in the movie. He was the funniest part of it, but he was fat again.
Gives you a complex. Like, why don't they like me when I'm skinny?
Yeah. And you know who Wayne Knight is? He played Newman on Seinfeld.
Oh, I know him.
Very, very big. Also played one of the Toy Stories. He was the evil toy store owner that was trying to sell Buffalo Bob or whatever his name, Buffalo Bill. That was the Kelsey Grammer character.
Oh, the prospector.
Yeah, the prospector. He did the voice for that, but he lost 100 and something pounds, and he said it took a while to get people in Hollywood to accept him, like for parts and things.
Sure.
Because he had lost so much weight, he looked like a different person, and he didn't have the same appeal for specific parts.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have a look and it's dramatic, I mean, you don't look like Brad Pitt, you look like Newman. Yeah, that's probably part of your thing, and I bet you're very nervous. I bet your agent is very nervous, like, oh, you've kind of carved out a niche for yourself. I bet there is a lot of pressure, but listen, if I was skinny and like, I don't know if people are going to like me, I wouldn't give a crap. I'm skinny. I'd be a skinny bitch.
I'd say, sign me up for some kind of diet endorsement on TV. That's what I'll do.
The world can hate me. I don't care.
More Extra Funny next. Let's go. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
So Alexis is here because she is the head of the Breaking and Entering Christmas Committee. For
the
this
head
year.
elf.
Yeah, you are the head hoodlum elf.
Yep.
That's where we break into somebody's home and leave all their stuff that they could ever want for a Christmas of their dreams if they've fallen on hard times. So how are things going with that?
They're going good. We might just be not bringing Christmas to one family, but a whole town.
A whole town.
A whole town.
You hear her? Whole town, Riggins.
Like a movie.
Yeah. We are a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So we still need nominations for families and all. So go to tjriggins.com/Christmas if you want to nominate a family that needs help at Christmas. And we need donations as well.
Yeah.
So how does that happen?
You can also go to tjriggins.com/Christmas. At the very bottom, there's a button that you can push. It says donate. Cha-ching.
Okay, so look for that button.
We thought of it all.
Yeah, we've got a button. What's Christmas without a button?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so Breaking and Entering Christmas is different this year, and hopefully we're adding some things that are going to elevate it to make people's lives happy during the holidays. So tjriggins.com/Christmas. Thank you, Alexis.
Boop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's TJ, and I am telling you what, if you haven't seen Jewelers on Main in Mooresville, you're really missing out. Beautiful, beautiful pieces with jewelry repair done in-house. You can even design your own piece of jewelry. You're going to love them. Jewelers on Main in downtown Mooresville.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Blackfin Ameripub. Check out their menu and everything they have to offer at tjriggins.com/Blackfin. That's tjriggins.com/Blackfin.
Welcome to Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins.
Hey, another thing about actors feeling like that they're not accepted for roles and stuff anymore when they lose a lot of weight, like Jackie Gleason saying that people didn't think he was as funny when he was skinny, and Wayne Knight from Seinfeld said it took a while for people to accept him. There's a guy we used to work with. He worked at the radio station across the hall from us at the time, which was an older format. They played older music, and he was probably in his 60s. I mean, just a stereotypical lived a hard life radio dude. And the older he got, the better his voice sounded. And he worked for a station called K104.7. And he did acting on the side. And he had some He has been passed, but he had some of the most effed up looking teeth.
Oh no.
That you've ever seen. And it, came from his younger years of partying and drinking and not taking care of his teeth. But when he got into a position where he could do something about it and have his teeth fixed, he wouldn't do it, because every part that he got in every show or movie was kind of like a tiny part or an extra or something. And he played a homeless person. That was kind of what he always got, the part of a homeless person. And he couldn't, necessarily go in and say, I want to play the homeless person, and I got a brand new set of veneers that are perfect.
So he did it for the craft.
Yeah, he left his teeth all messed up until the day he died because of these little bit parts that he would get in movies.
How many did he do? Do you know?
A bunch.
Did he?
Yeah.
What was the biggest movie he was in? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. But it was enough to where, he made a side living on it.
That sucks when you're typecast as somebody who's,
Yeah.
not traditionally attractive.
Yeah, it's got to be like when the older people are cast as like grandmothers and grandfathers.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
They're like, man, already?
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, my wife has a friend who's an actress, and she was talking about how it kind of hits you hard when you show up for a part and they tell you you're better suited for the older character. Sure. Like you're not going to be the wife, you're going to be the grandmother or whatever.
Yeah, there was a fight one time on one of these Real Housewives shows where they were arguing at a reunion, and she goes, "I've done more modeling than you have," and the other one goes, "Yeah, for plus size magazines." And then they put on the screen like her in these plus size magazines. But if you were to see this woman, you'd be like, "That's just a model." I would have never guessed that she was actually a plus size model. She's a beautiful woman, but man, that was a harsh thing to say. That you've done modeling in the plus size thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Those women are so trashy.
Oh, they're the meanest. I mean, you just don't want to get on their bad side. It's brutal. But yeah, that is shocking when you're like, oh yeah, I'm plus size, or I'm the age to be a grandmother. That's what you think of me.
I'm
That's
a
how you see
professional
me?
homeless person.
Yeah.
I'm living in the gutter.
Sure.
Damn.
But you know who I'm talking about, right? So you see him coming off as
I don't remember.
a homeless person, because I'd see him in Walmart and think, I bet he's homeless.
Really?
Yeah, he had a certain homeless quality about him, but he wasn't homeless. He was a pretty successful radio person.
I don't think I know who you're talking about, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's somebody.
Oh, no. Y'all wouldn't know, because Riggins, you might, because you started as an intern when we were still in that other building for that other company.
Yeah, but
He was right across the hall, and he may have been gone by the time you started with us.
Yeah, the guy I remember across the hall was that guy that was a little.
Yeah, the one that took your guitar that day when he appeared to be like out of his head on something.
What?
Yeah, that was maybe.
Riggins.
He appeared to be. We don't know.
Yeah, that's what I say. He
Allegedly.
appeared to be. Yeah, and because you know how Riggins is, especially with his guitar.
Right.
He doesn't want anybody messing with it. No. And he put it down to go to the bathroom or something. He didn't take it into the bathroom with him. And this guy everybody had been talking about it that day that he showed up acting like a lunatic. Yeah, and next thing you know, you hear him walking through the hall and just banging on Riggins' guitar. Dang. Playing it like he's damn Eric Clapton. Just and walking up and down the halls while he was doing it. And Riggins, if he hadn't just gone to the bathroom, he would have peed his pants because he was so pissed off about it.
Yeah, and if he was actually playing it like Eric Clapton, I wouldn't have had a problem. It was incoherent, just banging on it. And I was like, oh no. He was not playing it like a...
I know, but he played it hard.
What do you call him? Smooth hands, whatever his name is.
Slow hand.
Slow hands.
Slow hand.
Slow hand. Yeah, that was alarming. That was alarming. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No, I do, because he needed.
Yeah, he needed some attention.
He needed a little bit of attention, or just some tender love and care, I think.
But that's what radio used to be. I don't know whether I don't think that's still a norm in radio. No. But yeah, everybody in radio for years, and then for a long time after I got into radio, they would be considered a little off kilter.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nomad business. Mm-hmm. Town to town, up and down the dial.
Sure. Yeah, he was a character.
Sounds like y'all exclusively worked with characters.
There's been a lot of them. There's been a few.
Well, and then it turned nerdy. See, by the time y'all came along, the nerd movement in radio personalities had started. You know, the ones that come in and they weren't going to be offensive, and they wore their little radio station polo shirts and didn't complain about it, and you know, they were good with the technology and all that. Just became nerdy.
Yeah, none of the people that I worked with were ever crazy that I knew of. Like,
yeah, bunch of losers.
Yeah, not cool like the guy.
Yeah,
that we just
not
heard
cool
about.
like the guy who stole the effing station van one day.
Yeah, with the teeth so bad they thought he was homeless. Or sounds pretty
Or
cool.
the one who got pissed off at the boss and then ran out into the parking lot and climbed up on top of the radio station van and actually took a dump on it.
Yeah,
Now that is a radio legend.
that's cool.
is that the same guy who stapled pictures on the walls down
Yeah,
there?
said, "I'll see you in hell, little Hitler." And he's no longer with us on this earth. He had passed.
He's dead.
He had passed.
Was it prematurely passed or?
Well, I mean, what's not prematurely passed? I mean, he wasn't 100, so I don't know. And I'm sure his family would think at any age is before we wanted him to die.
I mean,
You meant, was he a young man? Was it trauma?
I think that's what I was getting.
Was it trauma?
young enough.
I have a friend who was born and raised in eastern Kentucky, and he said that every one of his family members has died from trauma.
Really?
What?
He said, I've never had a family member die of natural causes. It's always trauma.
That's insane.
A tough life in Eastern.
Yeah.
Holy
Hell yeah.
cow.
So
Traumatic.
yeah. So his deal, I guess, would have been considered trauma.
Yeah, it sounds traumatic.
I mean, he was, he didn't just, drift away after his 103rd birthday. It was time for him to go.
It was just
Yeah.
It's Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins.
Hey, it's TJ, and we were hanging out the other night at our new favorite place, Blackfin Ameripub in Ballantyne, and I figured out that's where I'm going to be watching the ball games this year. That's right. They have about 40 TVs showing all of the games on Saturdays, the college games, and their official Ohio State Buckeyes bar. You don't want to miss that if you're a Buckeyes fan as well as a Packers fan or a Panthers fan. They got it all. Not to mention some of the best food that I have had in a long, long time. You're looking for a great time, go to Blackfin Ameripub in Ballantyne. Check it out at acetj.com/Blackfin.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. A new call and text the show option where you can send us a text or leave us a voicemail, which we may even use on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Every Monday, there's a fresh new episode of the TJ and Jody House podcast starring TJ and his wife, Jody. It's a look inside their lives, and you don't want to miss it. It's all brought to you by Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. Go to TJRiggins.com/mattress for more information. That's TJRiggins.com/mattress.